All right, so we've been working on designing circuits in our 22 nanometer kit at Virginia Tech, and today I'm going to show you how to get into the kit a little bit faster. So you know that to launch the kit, we have to source a launching script, and the path to that script is /software, RFIC, CAD tools, Cadence, setups, setup Cadence, 22 FDX. Now, we can always do this every time that we want to launch Cadence, but we can also make a bit of a shortcut by making an alias. So if we look in our home directory, we'll see a list of our files here. So I just did ls-al and tilde. That means to list my home directory. I'll see this file called .bashrc. Now, this file basically tells my shell whenever it opens, or my terminal whenever it opens, what programs to add to the path and other things like that. But we can add aliases in this path, and I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to choose my favorite text editor. In this case, we'll just use Gedit. We're going to edit that .bashrc file. I have a line in my file that says user-specific aliases and functions. So here I'm going to make a function. All right, so here I've typed out my alias. And in bash, the command is alias 22 nanometers equals, and then you have a quote string of what you want it to do. So here I'm going to have a change directory into my 22 nanometer work folder. So I do a cd /projects/22fdx. That tells it to change into the projects directory and then the subfolder 22fdx that's under my home directory. I put a semicolon, and then I can put another command. And after that semicolon, I source the setup for the 22fdx at Virginia Tech. Now, of course, if you're doing this in a different setup, you might have a slightly different path to your setup files or a slightly different path to your project directory. But these are the general rules. Here we want to change to our project directory and source the setup files for our particular version of Cadence and our particular toolkit. Well, we can save this, and if we open a new terminal, it will load that bashrc profile. And we should be able to type our alias now, 22 nanometer. And enter, and it will launch Cadence. Now, if you're working in different process development kits or PDKs, you would want a different folder for each PDK you're working in, and even sometimes each subvariant of the PDK that you're working in. The general formula here would just be that you'd have a different folder for your work in the different PDK, and you'd probably have a different setup file for the different PDK as well. Now, if we look at this setup file, it's just a bunch of scripts that tell Cadence, that tell the Linux how to put Cadence on the path so that we can launch all of the tools. There are a lot of tools, so the script is quite long. I'm not going to go into the details of our particular setup script, but it is available to see for those of you that have access on the Virginia Tech side of things. All right, now you can see that Cadence has indeed launched. So the script did work. And we've got our library manager and our tape out folder. All right, so in the next video, we're going to go back to doing some design in Cadence. In fact, we're going to do a layout design of the inverter that we did the other day. That would be in the next video.